All right. Well, next one is this is for the both of you, or one together. It's fine. A story that you feel is most important to you, either of you, that you want to share. It can be different stories or the same story.
A story that is important. Oh God, I have so many stories. It depends on what kind of importance.
I know.
I don't know, like an us story.
Like an us, yeah. I mean, we could do an us story.
I think a big one for me would be your mother's wedding. Genuinely, it was the first time that I had gotten to meet her family, and
my family is a lot, and they're picky.
Yes, but I remember we went to Olive Garden the first night. And like the night before the wedding,
we went to Olive Garden the other day.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. Good old Olive Garden. Can't fail with those breadsticks and that salad.
Yes. My family personally isn't very lovey, touchy. We don't really say "I love you" kind of stuff. It's we'll go visit, kind of like be lovingly bullying to each other, and then when you go to leave, it's like, all right, I'll see you later. There is no like verbal "I love yous." It's a lot of roughhousing. We've always been that way. So being around others' families, other partners, other friends' families, and seeing that very outward affection, when it came to leaving Olive Garden and your mother came up and hugged me to say goodbye, I just assumed, I was like, oh, it's just like any other family. They're affectionate, they're hugging, whatever. We got in the car and you turned to me and went, my mother hugged you. It was like a mind-blowing moment. And I was like, oh? And then there was like the actual wedding, and she was telling me, she was a little drunk, but she was telling me this. She's like, I'm so happy you could make it. I'm happy that you're here. I've never seen her smile like that. That's a very important story for me. Just because like I heard that from your mom, I heard that from your best friend, is you've never smiled like that before.
Jay's I was gonna cry.
Yeah, I think that's the goal. That was it.
Yeah. It's okay to tear up, Jay.
Feelings are welcome.
Yeah.
Go away. I feel like my story is probably not that special. Well,
it's special for you, then it's special.
I'm fighting between two.
Okay.
Well, the first one is definitely like the first time you said you love me back.
Yes.
Because I am an affectionate person. I always has been, because, you know, that's just how words of affirmation and touch are my things. Along with cooking. I love food. And, you know, I constantly say I love you to my friends, and, you know, I love you. Text me when you get home. I'm one of those kinds of people. Like, wait outside their house until they get into the house. But I remember I had been saying I love you to you for a little while, just like in passing, and it was over text.
Well, it was because like I had always assumed that it was like the platonic thing, like you're talking about with your friends.
Yeah,
I had never thought it was more.
No, and then after we started like flirting, we had established like feelings. I remember you said you were in love with me.
Ooh.
Not I love you. It was I'm so in love with you.
Yeah.
And I was like, I stared at my phone for a good 5 minutes. I went, I'm in love with you. So I was very confused and conflicted, but I was happy. And then I remember calling Ryan and screaming about it. Ryan's my best friend.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then the second one, we already talked about it.
Oh, yes.
It was that surreal moment, because I constantly am like, let's go get married.
Yep.
Or
all the time.
Or I'll look at you and go, I'm gonna marry you.
Yeah.
That's adorable.
But I would even do that before, like, I'd be like, oh, we're gonna get married, we're gonna have a family, we're gonna be so cute. Or we'd walk through the baby section of Target.
Yes.
I'd be like, our babies will look so cute in these things. And I remember we got back to my house from running errands. It was your last day in New Hampshire. And we were snuggling on the couch, goofing around.
Yeah, we were fucking around. It was stupid, giggly laughter.
Yeah. And then I remember I was just, like, snuggled up in your arms. And you just, like, looked at me. You gave me the look. And I'm like, some bullshit's about to go down. And I'm like, what? And you were like, marry me. And I'm like,
yeah.
My whole body took a screenshot.
Yeah.
I remember that moment clearly because we had been, like I said, like goofing off earlier. And it was like an intrusive thought. It had just like come into my brain and I was like, and I said it. And you stopped and looked at me because at first, like, I thought I was saying it like one of your jokes. I thought we were fucking around. And I said it and you stopped. And I was like, oh shit, now I gotta contemplate. Is this how it happens? And I sat there and like thought, and I was like, well, yeah. Yeah.
Because I asked you if you were serious.
Yeah, no. And
you never say the joke back. That's the thing. You just go, okay, babe.
I took a second and thought about it and said, yeah. That's a big one.
Yeah.
Listen to the full episode on all major platforms.